Hi guys, welcome back. So in this video, I will showcase the league start option for Carrion Golem. And as we all know, there are tons of changes this league. Majority are all nerfs, and as a result, this build has been hit really hard, similar to all the others. So the damage has dropped about 300k per golems as compared to previous 3.14 Ultimatum League. But I think it's just something that we have to adapt to. Honestly, I think they have already been very lenient to minion builds. I think there are lots of predictions out there that predicted that minion is going to dominate this league as well. So okay, I will just start off first by going through what other things that have affected this build since 3.14 with the recent updates. So these are the skill gems that have affected the build. First, we have Flame Dash. Not really important, but the cooldown has increased from 3 seconds to 3.5 seconds, and the increased cooldown recovery have decreased from 47 to 19%. The next will be the Brutality support. So cost and reservation multiplier now has increased to 150%, and the physical damage dealt has decreased from 25 to 39% to 40 to 59%. So the awakened version is there also, as you can see, it has dropped about 20% in the physical damage dealt. And also something additional to it, the quality for the awakened version no longer grants supporter skills overwhelm 0 to 10% physical damage reduction. Okay, next will be generosity, not really important, cause I think it's the same once you reach level 5. And the change version is quality change from +0 to 1 to level of supported aura skill gems to +1 to level of supported aura skill gems at level 5. Okay, yeah, so not really important here. Next is life tap, also not important. Costs and reservations multiplier increase from 200% to 300%. Damage dealt from supporter skills decreased from 10 to 29% to 10 to 19%. And the requirement to gain life tap has increased, as you can see from the numbers. Okay, next will be Impale. So this has actually changed drastically. First of all, the cost and reservations has increased from 130 to 140%. And then next, this is a buff. So Impale chance has increased from 40 to 60%. So this gives us easier scaling of Impale chance in the early game. But it's not really good towards the late game, because late game we will want less Impale chance but more Impale damage. Okay, so next will be the increased Impale effect have decreased from 20 to 49% to 0 to 28%. This is a very big change because Impale is almost as good as giving us double damage, but this has decreased a lot. And they have actually removed the additional perks of Impale, which is supporter skills deal 5 to 15% more physical damage. And they also remove Impale damage dealt to enemies overwhelm 30% physical damage reduction. So 2 of these perks have been removed for Impale. And next will be Maim. Now Maim cost and reservation multiplier has increased from 115 to 140%. Next is the physical damage dealt from supporter skills has decreased to, as in from 15 to 30% to 10 to 19%. So there's a decrease of 11% at max level. And enemy mains by supporter skills now take 10% increased physical damage at all levels. So it's consistent now. Next will be melee physical damage support. It actually has an additional line, which is a nerf that includes supporter skills have 10% less attack speed. Okay, and the awakened version is the same, and the quality now no longer grants chance to intimidate enemies for 4 seconds on hit. Okay, next will be minion life, not important, but the cost and reservation has decreased to 120%. Okay, next is minion speed. This is not important. The cost and reservation multiplier has decreased to 120%. And the next one, the big one, minion damage, I am not using it anymore because it has changed too much. So the cost and reservation multiplier has increased to 150%. Minions from supported skills damage dealt has decreased from 25 to 49% to 25 to 39%. So this is a 10% decrease. And now it includes minions from supported skills have 25% less maximum life. So I did a comparison. With this skill gem, I'm actually losing about 10,000 life from the Carrion Golem. It was 38,000, decreased to 28,000 maximum life. I think that's a very huge difference because we scale percentage maximum life regeneration on our golems, and I choose sustainability over damage for my Carrion Golems, so I have actually dropped this gem. Okay, and the awakened version is similar. Cost and reservation multiplier increase to 150%. Minions from supported skills damage dealt decrease from 50 to 54% to 40 to 44%. So 10% damage decrease also. Same, now minions from supported skills have 25% less maximum life, and there's a change in quality. So now it grants minion increased damage decrease from 0 to 20% to 0 to 10%. So there's a 10% damage decrease. Next skill gem will be multi-strike. I actually think that multi-strike has a little bit of a buff. We'll see how. So now it has less attack damage from supported skills. Decrease from 20 to 10% to 30 to 20%. Okay, so now it can support melee totem skills, not important. And the awakened version, so now quality no longer grants supported skills have 0 to 10% increased attack speed. The first repeat of the supported skills now deals 22%. Second repeat, third of supported skills now deals 44%, and the third one deals 66%. So the less attack damage from supported skills has increased from 10 to 25%. So it's dealing a lot less initial damage now. And next up we have Predator. So Predator cost and reservation multiplier has increased to 150%. And the damage actually decreased. So minions from supported skills damage dealt decreased from 15 to 25% to 6 to 12%. So overall it's a 13% decrease in damage. Okay, I'll now start the showcase of the League Starter for Carrion Golem. So this is just an introduction. This is the stats on a rough scale. Previously we used to have about nearly 800 to 900k DPS with the Impale, and it has actually dropped to 500k. That's a lot of difference. And this is per Carrion Golem. Okay, so this is the rough stats. You can view it. Even the evasion and the armor has decreased quite drastically also, but I have just choose to run it because I don't see any other better options for defensive layers. Okay, so ratings, map clear is A, single target DPS is still SS, I feel, and survivability is still S because we are using a lot of defensive layers. Evasion, physical damage reduction, and your bone barrier and stuff like that. Okay, for Ascendency, same Necromancer, there is no change to it. I've included the order of importance here. So first we are going to take Commander of Darkness, second is Mindless Aggression, third Unnatural Strength, and fourth the Bone Barrier to give you and your minions more survivability. For Pantheons and Bandits, there will be no change. So for Pantheons, we'll still be taking the Soul of the Lunaris, which gives you additional physical damage reduction. Soul of Gufku, which also gives you physical damage reduction. And for the Bandits, it's the same also, just kill all of them for the 2 additional passive skill points. Okay, so here is the mana reservation portion. Many people asked me in the previous league why I cannot run all the auras, so I am here to show you as well. Do bear in mind that this is the league start option, so we are only running 5 auras at the moment, which is Precision, Dread Banner, Vitality, Pride, and Flesh and Stone. So okay, the first notable you need to have is Sovereignty, is on the left side of the skill tree. Next will be Influence. You need to take all 3 nodes of them. The third one will be Heart and Soul, which is somewhere right above your starting skill 3 point. So it actually gives you maximum mana, and it contributes to how much mana you can reserve as well. And fourth will be Aligned Spirits, because it gives you minion deal more damage and also increase maximum mana in total. And the last one will be the jewel socket for Conqueror's efficiency. So Conqueror's efficiency can be obtained in Act 8 in one of the quests. Next will be the skill tree. This is how the skill tree will roughly look like. And first thing is there is no important keystones to take over here. And the skill tree is scaled mainly based on minion life and generation, minion damage and speed, your own player's maximum life, and reduce mana reservation nodes here and there. So okay, do take note that there are various versions of the skill tree, as you can see. For those of you that wants to play from scratch, like just straight to Carrion Golem, there's one that shows you after Act 4 how you should path your way, and one that is in level 68, which is after Act 10, estimate around level 68, so respect if you need, and then one for level 80 and one for level 90. Okay, so the skill gems section, this is the 6-link body armor for your Carrion Golem. First, you of course is summon Carrion Golem, then you have multi-strike, link with brutality and impale. So if you only have a 4 link, link them until here, and then if you have a 5 link, add in a melee physical damage. If you have a 6 link, add in a predator. So I have now removed minion damage support because I think the additional line of 25% less maximum health to your minions is too taxing already. So sitting at 28k health, I mean it's still very high, but there are circumstances where your golems actually still die or it will just wither slowly. So I've changed to melee physical damage. The DPS difference is not really a lot, so it's about I think 20k or 30k difference. So yeah, I have chosen the melee physical damage over minion damage because of the life difference. So if you do not have a clay shaper yet, I suggest you use the below links. So basically it's the same, just that you are using an additional skill gem, a minion skill gem of Summon Skeleton. So Summon Carrion Golem, link with Summon Skeleton, and then Multi-Strike and Brutality. So if you do happen to have 5 link, add in the Impale, and if you have a 6 link, add in the Predator. For the other skill gems, on your weapon 1, we have the utility portion. It will be Flash Offering, Desecrate, and Convocation. On your weapon 2 is our first aura, which is the Precision, Dread Banner, and Generosity. And then on your helmet, you have the second aura plus the movement skills. So you have Vitality, Pride, Flesh and Stone, and Flame Dash. So I am not able to squeeze in the last aura, so I've just decided to use one more utility over here. It can be anything, it doesn't need to be Flame Dash, like you can just swap them around, use Convocation, Flash Offering, and stuff like that. Okay, and for the gloves, this will be our zombie supports. So you have Raise Zombie, Feeding Frenzy, Minion Life to allow them to survive longer, and Maim. And next, for our boots, we have our Spectral supports, which will be Raise Spectral, Mid Shield, Minion Life, and Life Tap. And then our Unset Ring will be 1 Curse, which will be Vulnerability. I have dropped the Assassin's Mark because the crit once is no longer as powerful as before, and Vulnerability actually gives us more damage. And another change to take note is for this round, because I am not running Clarity, so I've decided to use Life Tap on the Spectra. Okay, so for the jewels, we'll be only using one, which is the Conqueror's Efficiency. As mentioned here, it's obtainable in Act 8 quest. It's one of the quests. I do not know exactly which quest, but I know it's from Act 8. And please do not Val Op it in the early game, because if you do and you accidentally got a rare Crimson Jewel, then good luck getting the second one. Okay, so next is the unique gears. I will start with the weapons first. Get a clay shaper as soon as possible, and both of them, because this will allow you to use a maximum of 4 Carrion Golems very early on, which boosts the damage by a lot. And if you do not have a clay shaper yet, the alternative is to just get a wand and use an essence of fear on it. So just use the wand all the way until you get 2 clay shaper. Next will be the unique helmet. We will be using the Alpha's Howl, which actually grants the +2 to level of socketed aura gems. That's why all the auras are in the helmet. And it also actually provides 8% reduced mana reservation. So the alternative, if you haven't been able to get this in League Start, because I know at League Start is actually quite expensive, the alternative is to just craft your own rare helmet with +2 to level of socketed minion gems and just use it until you get the Alpha's Howl. So I will show that later on how you can craft it. And do remember that if you use a rare helmet, you are not able to max the level of precision gems. So you need to take note of the level of your precision gem so that you will not exceed the mana reservation. And another thing, if you are using the rare helmet, do remember that you should always socket the zombie support gem or the spectral also instead of the aura gem, because then otherwise it will defeat the purpose of having the +2 to level of socketed minion gems. Next, the unique belt. We will be using the Darkness and Throne, same like last league, socketed with 2 Ghastly Eye Jewel. And for the Ghastly Eye Jewel, just need to search for maximum life, which is your prefix modifier, and for the suffix modifier, just look for any non-elemental damage modifier. Like it can even be increased attack speed for minions, or minions deal additional physical attack speed or something like that. It doesn't need to be this modifier where minions deal this amount of increased damage if you have used a minion skill recently. Okay, so the alternative, if you do not have a Darkness and Throne yet, just get a belt with life and resist to cap your resist easier. Okay, next we have the gears for the body armor. I think I didn't mention properly in the 3.14 updates for my Carrion Golem League starter. So yeah, the first alternative is to just get a 6-lane corrupted armor with the correct colors, basically 2 blue, 3 red, and 1 green. And the second alternative is to just get a 6-lane uncorrupted strength and in armor with any modifiers or even clean. So it just has to be an uncorrupted one. And what you do is you use a Orb of Transmutation to make it magic, and use Orb of Alterations until you get the modifier plus maximum life. So best is minimum of 90, because at eye level 64 minimum you are able to get 90. And next is just use Orb of Augmentation if there's no suffix slot. And then next, use a regular orb to make it rare, and just pray you get some good modifiers. Otherwise, just make do with whatever. And the last part will be just benchcraft percentage increase armor and evasion, as well as maximum life. Otherwise, if you do not have that crafting modifier, just benchcraft anything that's useful. It can even be resistance as well. Okay, so the third alternative is just using a tabula rasa. I really don't recommend, because I think even a corrupted 6-link armor with the correct colors is better. Okay, the fourth alternative is just use any unit with the correct colors. So it doesn't have to be energy shield armor. So this is my mistake over here. Just ignore it, and it can be any unit armor just with the correct colors. Next will be the gloves. Just search for any rare intelligence glove with maximum life and 2 resistance. So bear in mind, for all the rare items, you can always search for 2 modifiers instead of all 3 of them, or basically just search for 1 less modifiers, and you can always benchcraft the last mod. Just remember to ensure that there's an open prefix or suffix slot to craft whatever that you're missing. And Okay, so people ask me why intelligence glove instead of armor and evasion glove, since we are going to scale towards armor and evasion. The reason is very simple, because it will be easier to get the correct socket color from bench crafting, as the currency is very limited at league start. So you wouldn't want to be changing the colors over and over again until you become bankrupt. So having the correct 4 link socket colors is usually more important than getting the raw stats on your equipments. Okay, so for the boots, similar to the gloves, just search for any rare intelligence boots with maximum life. So now you have an additional of movement speed and 2 more resistance. So same like the gloves, just remember you can search for 1 less modifier on the market and then benchcraft the last remaining one in your hideout, and ensure that there's an open prefix or suffix to craft it in. And also same like the gloves, why intelligence boots is because it's easier to get the socket colors. Okay, next is the amulet. So for the amulet, this is mandatory. You need to get the citrine amulet because we will be lacking a lot of strength and dexterity. So citrine amulet is a must, and you're gonna need to search for maximum life and 2 resistance on it. So yeah, same with the boots and gloves. You can always search for 1 less modifier and benchcraft the last one. And an additional thing is please use the blessed orbs that you get to try and obtain the maximum of 24 strength and dexterity. Yeah, so do not, as in once you have the blessed orb, just try and roll them. Do not keep it. I don't know you want to keep the blessed orbs until when, because people are asking me if I should keep the blessed orbs for the low or medium budget option. So okay, the next thing for the amulet is the anointment. So the anointment, I have chosen cloth and chain. I think cloth and chain is one of the cheapest option for early game anointment. So it only requires 1 clear oil, and 1 azure oil. Okay, and if this is also still too expensive for you because of the azure oil, you can always change other options, like going for 3 clear oil that gives you 30 dexterity, so you don't need to pump that particular skill point to 30 dexterity. Okay, so next for the rings, the first ring you're gonna use a 2-stone ring. Search for maximum life and 2 resistance, same like all the other rare equipments. And for your second ring, the unset ring, search for maximum life and then a minimum of 40 dexterity. Yeah, we are really short of dexterity, so you need to search for a high roll dexterity. So yeah, minimum of 40. And then just ensure that there's a suffix slot for you to benchcraft strength, and the strength can be any amount. It doesn't matter. It's just, you just need like a 1-digit amount of strength. So bear in mind that you can always change the modifiers with both rings if you have trouble finding it. Like an example I've shown here, you can find strength and dexterity on the 2-stone ring and then resistance on the unset ring instead. So vice versa, you can just flip them around. Okay, so here I'll show you how to craft a minion helmet. So first of all, you will need to sell to an NPC vendor any life flask plus orb of transmutation plus any rarity of bone spirit shield. So like I've shown here the picture, life flask of transmutation and bone spirit shield, you will actually get a life flask of animation, which grants you 50% of life recovery to minions. So keep this flask, and once you have gotten the specific helmet that you want, sell to the NPC a magic helmet, the orb of alteration, and the life flask of animation that you have crafted earlier, and it will actually give you this particular specific helmet with the +1 to level of socketed minion gems. So after that, if you are missing any prefix or suffix, you can just use orb of augmentation and then regular orb it to make it rare, and just make do with it first. Okay, the last portion will be the flask. I know that the flask has changed quite a lot, but I did not change the different utility flasks that I will be using. So first, we will still be using the Quicksilver Flask of Adrenaline. The increased movement speed have been lowered by a lot, so this is just an example. And next will be the Granite Flask of Iron Skin. I understand that the increased armor during flask effect is now 40 to 60%. So, and on top of that, it now doesn't provide 3000 armor, it provides 1500. And next will be Jade Flask of Reflexes, same from 3000 evasion to 1500 evasion, and 40 to 60% increased evasion rating during flask effect. So the next one will be Quartz Flask of Curing. This is the one that has been changed. I have still decided to use this because I think phasing is still very important for the build. We need to run through all the monsters and mobs here and there. And I've changed to Of Curing because the immune to curse is no longer useful. We cannot be immune to curse from maps. And so I've decided to change immune to poison because we are quite vulnerable to poison as well. And the last one will be the Internal Life Flask of Staunching. I think bleeding is still very powerful, so I have decided to still continue this immunity to bleeding. Yeah, sorry, just ignore the Corrupted Blood. Okay guys, thank you for watching. Hope I've covered everything for the league start. Just let me know in the comments if I've missed out anything. And I will be doing another video for the low budget version and the medium budget version of the build that actually includes cluster jewels and all the other essential stuffs like the primordial stones or cold iron point and stuff like that, so that you guys will know how to transit from the league starter to the low budget version and then to the medium budget version. So the next thing I want to mention is that you guys need to bear in mind this league might be a very popular league for minions, so expect the price to be slightly higher than usual or even way higher than usual. Okay, the last thing I want to emphasize is that many of you have been requesting me to showcase the Summon Reaper build also, and I've tried to find ways, like many ways, but honestly the Summon Reaper is really trash. Like trash in a way it's so difficult to scale with all the restrictions of the gem tags, and being the single ultimate minion is just so super hard. So the only way I can think of using it is together with Phantasm or Skeletons. Sorry, but I feel the Summon Raging Spirit is really garbage for Summon Reaper since we need to be scaling physical damage. And then I will try my best to make a build for this by tomorrow because I also do want to meme and league start with it. And yeah, because since this league is going to be like downhill already for a lot of us, so yeah, why not? Okay, once again, thank you guys for watching. Do remember to hit the like and subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.